Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading Satellite Office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Monday, December the 31st, 2012, last day of the year, and want to wish you guys a happy New Year's and for a more prosperous 2013 with your trading and your life and career, just overall in general. In any case, let's go ahead and take a look at the markets today. The markets were on fire today. The Dow Jones was up 166 points. The Nasdaq was up close to 54 points, and the S&P 500 was up 23.76 points. If we take a look at the breadth today, we had 5,328 issues advancing. We had 1,046 issues declining on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and Amex. So overall, we had breadth definitely in favor of the bulls. Just about a 5-1 there. Well, yeah, a little over 5-1 there on the breadth side of the bulls. So definitely some buying momentum coming into the markets today, as we have yet to have a fiscal cliff deal passed over at all. But I guess the optimism is putting investors on the buy side. So pretty much a good day across the board. If you take a look at a couple of the key sectors that we had today, we had the SPY. Sorry, not the SPY. The GDX was up 3.25% today. We're going to take a look at that. I mean, FXI was up 2.28%. So there's definitely some interesting action going on out there. And let's just go ahead and take a look at it. So let's start by taking a look at the SPY. The SPY was up $2.38 today, up 1.70%. You've got a nice little bounce right off of that 200-day exponential and simple moving averages down there, and a nice engulfing candle that basically just engulfed the previous 1, 2, and just about 3 days, the previous 3 days. I mean, not quite exactly the previous 3 days, but just about. You can see how that key trend line from the channel that we've been mentioning from these key inflection highs that we made back here, that allows us to draw this key relevant trend line that actually trapped some longs back there, had some sell side action, and now we're trying to get back above this key trend line, which is around, say, call it 143. If we can get back above 143, we definitely we definitely could make an attempt to go back and test these highs up here around 145.25 or so. Actually, just to be more exact, those highs are around 145.57. We did have a nice expansion day today, so if the momentum does not come in the market immediately, we could maybe have some sideways consolidation off of this bar right here, then try to get a little move up going into next week. We'll see how that plays out. Obviously, the markets are closed tomorrow, so we'll see how they open up on Wednesday, and we'll go from there. But the levels to watch obviously is going to be today's lows around 139.49. All right, and today's highs around 142.56. We need to get back above 143. We get back above 143, you're going to be looking at 144. Again, we could have some sideways consolidation. One thing that you could maybe take a look at to see if we hold the upper 50% range of this bar, or we call it, say, hold above 141, maybe chop around a bit and try to get above that key trend line. If we were to pop up and then make some little inverse hammer like so, and then chop around and go back lower, that would not be good. So we're definitely going to be able to get some more clues, engage the market in the next couple of days here, now that we have at least some sentiment starting to come into the buy side of the market, see what these buyers can do. In any case, let's go ahead and take a look at the triple Qs. The triple Qs, all right, they're back inside of that range. Let me take off these drawings here. The triple Qs are back above that key 64 level. All right, and now we still have this little range that we're working off of between, say, 66.75 and that 664 level. You can see we have some possible people that are trapped to the short side down here. All right, as this did look like we were breaking this little 4-week, 5-week range right here. So we could have some shorts trapped down there. And it's really going to depend on how fast the market goes up. If the market gets another big buy bar on Wednesday, we're definitely going to squeeze some shorts out for anybody that's short the Qs below, say, the 64.50 level. So keep that in mind. Levels to watch on the Qs obviously is today's lows, reference level 63.57. And if we can get above this 65.28 level, we can get a nice little gap fill all the way up here towards the 66.18 and then 66.70 or so. Let's take a look at the IWM. The IWM, remember, the IWM has been showing some nice relative strength compared to the other indices. So therefore, if the market is to continue higher, you want to make sure you take a look at the IWM. The best way to play that is via those 3 times leveraged ETFs, TNA and TZA. TZA is for the downside, TNA is for the top side. So obviously, the market's continuing higher. We're looking at purchasing the TNA. This is actually a nice little pattern right here too to gauge a little short-term momentum. You can see we kind of broke down out of this little downward bullish channel that's in play off this little daily chart from the up move, right? And we held that nice little 82 level down there. And at the same time, if we could get a move over 85, this thing could really get rocking. So keep an eye on the TNA, and let's not forget that the Russell 2000 is near all-time highs. If you can get above this 87 area, which is only about $2.50, $2 and some change, $2.70 away from that. All right, so in any case, that's how the IWM is looking. I'm really surprised. This gold had a nice little move. We had some nice momentum finally coming to the gold today. Let's see if it sticks. We did talk about the fact that if the GLD was to get above this 160, 150 level, we can make a move up towards this 200-day moving average. That happened today. Let's take a look at those gold mining stocks. You guys recall I've been telling you guys to watch these gold mining stocks for the fact that it's pretty much kind of holding up, forming the same type of channel that we had right here before we broke down. You guys can see this was a nice little channel that we had right here. All right, this was a breakdown. We called that breakdown. If you guys go back to our videos that we made back there November 15th during that week, we actually called that breakdown. And now we try to attempt to get back in the channel. One time failed, another time failed, another time failed. If we can get back above this key channel right there, all right, we're going to be looking for the GDX to make a nice move back inside this channel. And actually, this can actually possibly act as an air pocket in this little area right here to the top of that little range. So we're going to be paying close attention to the gold sector going in. Well, not going in, we're in this week, but after tomorrow, going into Wednesday's session to see how the gold futures are holding up well, see how they're holding up, see if they're holding up well, and we'll go from there. If you take a look at the gold futures chart, we mentioned the fact how we had some nice support down here off the daily chart. You can see that key trend line. I'm actually going to highlight it for you guys here. Off the daily chart, you can see the key trend line down here. That's holding that support. Okay, all this nice little support from this key trend line right here. And then if you go to the weekly chart, okay, on the weekly chart of the gold futures, we just broke out of the range back here in August, rallied all the way up to a high from 1640 to 1790 or so, and pulled back. This is a perfect scenario where you can get an easy scalp trade and possibly be a nice little position that you can hold for the fact we had some nice consolidation for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 weeks here. Okay, we broke out, nice little movement to the top side. We pulled back here, and now this initial bounce should be a nice little scalp opportunity, which is working so far for anybody that picked up gold futures around 1640. And you can go to our weekend review video where we're talking about that gold being in a nice little area down there as well. If you have not been to our website yet, it is wallstreettrading.com, by the way. And to access our chat room, you can go to mywallstreettv.com and type in the password SMART. So that's how the gold sector is looking. Let's take a look at the SLV. Silver's holding up. Didn't have much momentum like gold did today, but if silver can start moving away from this 29.50 level here, excuse me, we can make a nice move back up towards, say, 30.5 here. Let's take a look at copper. I like to take a look at copper futures. Copper futures was up were up pretty nice this morning as China had a nice little PMI number out of China, I believe, and therefore that made a nice cause for a nice move in copper. Copper looks pretty interesting as well because coming back into that little channel that we had back here that was setting up for a bullish channel break. But then, they decided to sell it down. So now that we're back inside that channel right there, all right, we can make a move back up towards 370 and then see if we can get back above this key level. All right, and if that happens, you want to take a look at the copper stocks, SCCO, which looks pretty good. Looks like it's kind of bull flagging here going into the new year. Keep an eye on that SCCO. FCX. This stock made a nice move today. FCX looks pretty good as well. Let's not forget FCX did acquire those energy companies. That's pretty good. You got FCX commodity play off the gold, copper, and now they're bringing energy to the business. So I think this is a good company to own, and hence the fact that they got bought up pretty good on that gap down. when all the selling came in from the gap down from them acquiring the companies, they hit a low of 30.51 that week, and now it's trading at 34.20. So some nice action there in FCX. Let's take a look at crude oil. Crude oil futures up $1 here, doing exactly what I expected it to do, as we have that nice little triangle formation forming on the monthly chart, I should say. And I still believe that crude is setting up for a nice size move going into next year. Now, next target on crude oil, if we can continue to hold above these 200-day moving averages right here, will be up here towards the $94 level. Let's take a look at the dollar futures /dollar DX. Some decent action today. Dollar did have a nice little update today. One thing to keep in mind, though, is the longer we start holding below this 80.25 level, the more I'm expecting sideways to lower action. So we'll see how that plays out. We already have these little lower highs that we formed right here, and we're still below this key level that we're going to be watching, and that we're going to continue to watch. All right, so that's about it, guys. Hope you guys have a happy new year. I'll put out a video tomorrow night going over some stocks that we plan on watching and trading for the next day. Let's go and take a look at some key stocks. Apple, we made a nice little call out in Apple in the chat room today. Apple having a monster day, up close to 4.5%. Keep an eye on this Apple move. As you can see here, it broke past this little short-term momentum trend line, and this thing could be good for a move back up towards 560. We'll see. Amazon has been getting pounded to the downside lately, but had a nice little bounce today as well, back above this 250 level. IBM has been a laggard. Has this one got some juice yet? No, IBM had a nice little pop today. Still needs to kind of break this little downtrend line and get some nice momentum to move back up towards 196. Baidu, let's take a look at some of these little Chinese stocks. They've been holding up pretty well. Baidu looks like it's going to possibly maybe make a move back up towards 106.47, back inside a little yellow range. CNN and Soho, I've been calling this out in my chat room. This one's what they have been working out pretty well to the long side intraday. And as you can see here, Cena confirmed its second higher close today. As you can see here from the closing price dot system that I got here at the bottom of the screen, confirmed its second higher close. So, people that look for confirmation, this could bring in some buy programs or some buyers here on going on Wednesday. Same thing for Soho, a stock that I've been pounding to the table on my Facebook and in our chat room. Soho continues to move higher. And these could be nice trades that you could trade them intraday to the top side. Look just to buy the dips on them intraday and make that nice cash flow trade as long as they continue to act well and hold up well. Part of the reason for these stocks moving up, if you take a look at the FXI, FXI is looking pretty good. And if FXI could get above this $40.75 level, we can start to see some more of these Chinese stocks move to the top side. Take a look at CTRP. What's this thing doing? CTRP kind of bull flagging right there on the daily chart. And then let's take a look at the last one. Take a look at some of these other Chinese names, Yoku. And there's one other name that I wanted to punch up here, but I forgot what it was now. In any case, that's about it, guys. Hope you guys have a happy holidays. Happy holidays is over, but happy new year, and more profits to come in the year 2013. Cheers.